What's good, everybody? It's your man CJ Kyles, aka the High Value Nurse, checking in once again, back with another video. And I want to talk to the lady nurses out there. Ladies, I have a question for y'all, all my female nurses out there. And hear me out. And if it don't apply, let it fly. But why is it so hard for y'all to find love?
You can live pretty well by yourself.
All right. So, again, before y'all kill me in the comments, I want to have a real conversation for y'all because I care about my nursing sisters out there. You feel me? I care about my nursing sisters. And, working in these facilities, especially at night, sometimes people tend to talk, and a common topic of conversation that comes up is dating, relationships, single. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. I know, and there are a lot of females that are nurses that are in situations that they are very unhappy in. All that Facebook stuff, holding hands, doing all this stuff, a lot of that is cap. I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you. A lot of that is cap. Now, again, if it don't apply, please let it fly and go check one of my other videos. But I just really want to know, why is it so difficult for a lot of female nurses to find love or to find relationships that they are truly happy with? And one of the situations that I hear over and over again is that it's nothing out here and that it's money. Now, money seems to be a big part of why nurses, some, not all, tend to be unhappy, or they tend to struggle with finding partners or maintaining relationships, because I do understand that money is a factor. Listen, we live in a country now where the average apartment is $1,400 a month. I get that it's a factor. So I have conversations, and I see these nurses and I talk to them, and because I want to get in their heads, and I just want to know why do you think the way you think, and why do you feel the way you feel? And you can never get mad at anybody for wanting what they want. But I think at some point, I think it's time to talk practicality, because I do genuinely care about my nursing sisters out there, and I want them to be happy. You guys work hard and everything like that. So with that being said, money seems to be the common denominator. Now, everybody knows that a lot of nurses make good money and they can get it relatively quickly. But one thing that you ladies, you female nurses, have to understand is that the average salary for a man in this country is $48,000. An average salary for a black man in this country is $44,000. The chances of you stumbling upon a man who has all these qualities, who's great looking, over 6 feet tall, because that's what a lot of you like, and we're not mad at that. Some of you care if he has kids, some of you don't. And he has to make at least what you make and more. Now, the average nurse makes $70,000 a year. With that being said, you have to come to an understanding that that's not going to be every man. It's just not. Now, are you going to let a few $1,000s stop you from finding the man of your dreams. Because let's just face it, okay? And again, this is not a video saying that you need to settle, because you should not settle. But I really want to talk about the practicalities of these situations. There are not a lot of dudes that are in the tax bracket. So with that being said, I don't think it's wise, and I'm no expert in relationships and none of that, but again, I don't think it's wise to pass up on average earning men simply because your rate of pay is higher. I think you could be messing up. But here's the thing, and this is to the men that may be wanting to date nurses and high earning women. These women don't need you anymore financially. At least a lot of them don't. They don't need you. Now, they may want to make all this money and still lead the lifestyle of a woman who don't have to really contribute to any kind of financial duties, but they don't need it. So, with that being said, it then comes down to, what else do you bring a woman who can do for herself? Now, I do understand that a lot of this is cap. A lot of it is cap, because with a lot of chicks saying they want men that make this much, that much, that look this way and that way, but the baby daddies ain't it. Your ex-husbands ain't that. And I know just a lot of that is cool to say in public, and I get it, I understand it. But again, I just think that we need to get to a place, because I know a lot of women who say they are okay with being by themselves for the rest of their days. And that's cap too, in my opinion. For most people, nobody really wants to be, most people really don't want to be by themselves. Nobody really wants to die alone. So I think, look, I'm not telling you to settle. I'm just saying to be a bit more understanding, because there are only a few amount of men with the tax bracket that is to a lot of nurses' liking. And let's just face it, most of those men are probably already married, and most of those men probably share women. Not all of them, but most of them. So I think that's the trade-off, you dig? Because we have something called hypergamy. And for those of you who are not familiar with hypergamy is something, it's like when hypergamy is the wanting the best option you can possibly get. Now, don't get it twisted. A lot of, and like I said, a lot of that is cap, because a lot of these women, for the right guy, he don't have to have no money. But if he's the right guy and he looks the way they want him to look and all that kind of stuff, she'll put a lot of that off to the side. But at the end of the day, that's gonna fade eventually, and it still comes down to the wallet, the lifestyle, the life they want to live, because they can provide that life for themselves. We even had a show a while ago where the nurse was 24 years old and she was making all this money, but her boyfriend was a manager at CVS, and he couldn't go on a trip every time she wanted to go. He couldn't fund the trip. He couldn't do this and he couldn't do that. And when you start comparing your situations to other people, that's when it starts to get unfair, because just because I may be able to travel once a month and I may be able to do certain things and the next man can't, doesn't mean he's not a good man. So that's some things that I just really want the ladies that are in the medical profession to take into consideration. But here's what I want to do. I would love to start a segment on this channel where I have conversations with female nurses, and we talk about their love life. We talk about love and why, and maybe we can try to convince not convince, we don't want to convince nobody, but maybe we can try to open some of these women's eyes about the possibility of accepting a man who may be good but may not make as much as them, because y'all hard on the fellas who don't make as much as y'all. I'm telling you, I've heard it. Some of these women are married, and I've heard the horrible things they say about their husbands and everything like that. And of course, it's all confidential. I would never put it out there, but because there's no judgment from me. But y'all work too hard not to be happy. You feel me? And I feel like all y'all should get happiness, you know what I'm saying, or get a piece of y'all happiness, especially if you are an all-around decent person. But a lot of y'all have to realize, man, it's with the rise of prices going up and everything like that, man, it's just simply not like people. Okay, here's another thing that kind of irritates me, because I'm telling y'all, like, sometimes we as nurses, we get into a planet and a dimension of straight delusion, because once you start making a decent amount of money, then you feel like, well, some of us feel like, well, that should be the same for everybody. Why can't you make it this fast and it's easy? And that is not practical. This is a very unique time we living in, and this is a very unique situation that we are living in. And that is not fair to the rest of the people that you may be associated with, to hold them to that standard, because that's just simply not how most people are living. I'm just keeping it 1,000. And that's just something I had to realize. So, but what I want to do is, like I said, I want to start talking to nurses and have these one-on-one conversations about, you know, dating and why they feel the way they feel, and really start getting into the psyche of the female medical professional. You don't have to be a nurse. You could be a CNA, because I know CNAs was getting the bag. You can be, I don't know, a medical assistant. You can be a doctor. You can be a surgeon. Hell, it don't even really have to be just medical professionals. High earning women. I want to talk to high earning women, and I want to get inside of their heads, and I really want to know what it would take. Because let me tell y'all something. And I talked to another nurse another night a while ago, and she told me that, and I asked her if I could say this, but I'm not gonna put her name out, but she told me, in order for her, she wanted to have a good time. She said if a man wanted to take her out on a first date, he needed to take her on a yacht or fly her out somewhere. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. And I told her that. I said, that is utterly ridiculous. This man do not know you, and you want him to take you on a yacht. He doesn't know you. Why do you deserve that? He does not know you. And then on top of that, she said she was gonna make him wait 90 days, bro. Come on. A yacht. So what happens on the second day, and the third day, and the fourth day, and the fifth day? What happens if you get married on the 5th anniversary and the 10th anniversary? And this is why a lot of this is delusion, and a lot of it is cap, because I guarantee the dudes that some of y'all is smashing cannot rub 2 nickels together, and nobody's hating. But you cannot put those type of requirements on men who are willing to give you their last name versus the Pookies. No, not Pookies and Ray Ray, but versus the sneaky link. Who's gonna sign up for that? No, who's gonna sign up for that? And these, some of them are bold to say it to the men. That's wild. I don't know, but that's today's video. Let me know what you think. A little bit different than what I normally do, but I just had this thought, man, because I think some of these conversations will make phenomenal content, and I would really love to bring some of these conversations to the table and talk to these women, talk to these nurses about it. So, yeah, we're gonna see if we can get that cracking. I'm gonna get some of my sisters online and see what we can get done. So, my name is CJ Kyles, aka the High Value Nurse, checking in once again. And if you are a female medical professional, if you are a high earner, if you are a woman that wants to make your voice heard and maybe give your reasons on why you cannot date a man who is making an average salary or lower, then go ahead, shoot me an email, cjkyles90@gmail.com. We'll schedule a time to get you on the show, and let's make it happen. I don't care if you're a nurse, I don't care if you're a lawyer, I don't care if you are, like, whatever you do, you just have to be a high earning woman. You know, I would like you to at least be making, in order to have this conversation, I would like you to at least be making $70,000 and above. You dig what I'm saying? $70,000 and above, because these are the women that I am having these conversations with in real time. So, if you are a woman and you are making at least $70,000, I'll say 60 and up. If you are making at least $60,000 and up, and you are single, and you